Bleep. Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review a show called Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never dies. Now, this was a couple years back. YouTube created something called YouTube Red, where they have like their own program, and you have to pay a subscription fee or whatever to it, and then it became YouTube Premium. The thing with that, I never subscribed to or anything like that. I know of the I think I watched one show. I can't remember the name of the show though. I know Cobra Kai was on it. I wanted to see it, but I didn't want. I guess it was 1 month for free, but I didn't feel like paying for it. Well, I actually forgot about it, and I didn't know if the whole Karate Kids thing was still holding up. And then with YouTube Red, I still got I monetized channel. I still got a little bit of revenue from YouTube Red. It wasn't that much. Whereas you might, for every dollar you get from YouTube, you might get 3 or 4 cents from YouTube Red. It's still more. I mean, but they don't do that anymore. Or maybe they combine. I don't know. It's YouTube Premium now. And I was looking to see. It went to Cobra Kai went to Netflix for 2 seasons because the first season was 2018 and 2019. I'm not exactly sure why I went to Netflix. I looked at a bunch of videos and just kind of danced around there. People telling jokes and stuff like that about monetization or something. I think they got rid of for a new series or something like that, or they didn't want to do any more scripted stuff or something. I still never got a straight answer because I was looking all over. If you guys know exactly why it left Netflix, tell me. Or maybe that the creators wanted to, or left YouTube. I don't know what happened. They sold to Netflix for whatever reason. Well, Netflix is the bigger people, you know what I mean? And it became a smash hit on YouTube Red. I heard good things about it. And then I found out when I found out it was on Netflix, 2 seasons, 20 episodes. They're about anywhere from like 21 minutes to like 36, 37 minutes long. And I watched all 20 seasons. And then that got me interested in watching 2 other shows. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But with Cobra Kai, it's really interesting. It takes the place with a big fight with Johnny and then Ralph Macchio. You know, that's the guy he kicked in the face. And it shows him, like, all these years later, what happened to those kids. And Ralph Macchio is a very successful guy who has his own car dealership and it has a lot of money. And the other guy's a guy who's down on his luck and not doing too well for himself at all. And he ends up seeing a thing about getting a flyer about the tournament, and he decides to open up the Cobra Kai place again. And then he always hated LaRusso. He opens up his place, and the other guy gets really angry. And the weird thing about it is sometimes some episodes may look like Ralph Macchio was the bad guy, and some episodes may look like Johnny was bad, or sometimes you felt bad for Johnny, who was the bad guy in the original Karate Kid. And he thought that Ralph Macchio was a jerk. Shows their kids are in there, and then, like, when he does open up Cobra Kai, he takes this one kid lives next to him under his wing. Not his son, though. He's kind of distant from his son. That's another layer for the film. And then he starts unrolling these kids eventually, who are tired of being picked on, go to his place. And he says, no mercy for the weak or anything like that. I mean, somewhat. But he's not like Martin Cove or the Sensei. I can't remember the name. But the Martin Cove character. And it has layers, and it's not afraid to be funny either. And there's parts that are really funny. Season 1 is actually funnier than Season 2. But there's a scene whenever, oh, now I forgot. Whenever the Ralph Macchio decides to open up his own dojo after Miss Miyagi passed away. And there's a scene where he filmed a commercial, and he kind of gives a couple insults to Cobra Kai. And then the one girl, Aisha, films a video for Cobra Kai, and he says, yeah, make sure to put one of those hash browns underneath, like hash brown Cobra Kai, and send it to the internet. Stuff like that. I mean, the show is really fascinating. And the end of the season finale for The end of season 2 was wonderful. I mean, it was really, 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 really good. Now, there is going to be a season 3, but we don't know exactly when it's coming out yet. But I definitely want to see it. So I give it 10 out of 10 to Cobra Kai. It's absolutely fantastic. I like the layers that they put on it, too. Now, as far as the Karate Kid movies, I did not see the Will Smith, the one with Will Smith's kid, the remake. I don't know if I want to see it, though. I might eventually. I like Jackie Chan, though. But I didn't. But it made me interested seeing the 2 Karate Kid movies I didn't see before that. Karate Kid 3, and I saw Netflix had the next Karate Kid on it. Now, Karate Kid 3 was one of those ones that I went by the wayside whenever I was in the Army in Fort Bragg. There was a bunch of sequels. I remember the sequels I did see that year was like Police Academy 5, Arthur 2 on the Rocks, and Crocodile Dundee 2, and also Rambo 3 came out in Karate Kid 3. I didn't see those 2. And they came and went by the wayside. I didn't see Rambo 3 till last year or 2 years ago. I didn't care, but I didn't know if I'd like Karate Kid 3 or not. Finally watched it last night, and I enjoyed it. I mean, this is completely different. Martin Cove comes back, and Martin Cove does come back in Cobra Kai, and it gets really good, too. He talks to this rich guy who's a real jerk. And the deal is that he's going to send him to Tahiti. And then by that time, Ralph Macchio and the old man come back from Japan, because that's where they were in Karate Kid 2. And, the old man that one guy, that sleazy guy, was going to have him force him to enter the competition to defend his title, because he wasn't going to do it. And all these sadistic members of methods of training and stuff. It's interesting. It's not as good as the other 2, though. Probably give it a 7.45 out of 10. Now, the next Karate Kid, I just watched, and a lot of people probably say that movie sucked. It's okay. It's definitely the weakest of the 4 original Karate Kid movies, and Pat Morita's in all 4 of them, not the remake one. That's Jackie Chan. Revolves around Hilary Swank. Well, Pat Morita's there for like this World War II ceremony, and then her father, Hilary Swank's grandfather, was friends with him, and he comes to visit. And she's been raised by a grandmother. Her parents sadly passed away. And she's very angry and stuff. And then, for whatever reason, Mr. Miyagi offers her grandmother to stay at his place in California for a week or 2. And then he's going to take care of her for whatever reason. And find out that she does know karate because his grandfather, no, Mr. Miyagi taught her grandfather. And then she taught her dad. And then her dad taught her. So right away, she already knows karate. And she goes to school, and there's like this thing called the Ultra Elite, which is like this weird security team for the school. And the guys are all jerks. And Walter Goggins is in there. That's way before he was in like The Shield or Anarchy and stuff like that. It's weird seeing him in the younger role because this is made in '94. But I didn't know Michael Ironsides was in it. If I knew Michael Ironsides was in it, I probably would have seen it a lot sooner. And he's awesome in it. When Pat Morita, when they first time he sees Pat Morita, he tells him the story, and then he just gives him these weird look. It was really funny. And that's it. And she takes care of this hawk that's above the school or something like that. And basically, she breaks into school. That's how she gets in trouble with this weird security team type thing. I mean, most of it is very quiet. He finds out that she knows karate. When she does this jump, she almost gets hit by a car. She does a jump on it. That looks real fake. Then she asks him to teach karate, and he does just to give her some zen because she's kind of a bitch in the movie. And just to help her with her anger, I guess. And then she meets this one guy, and that thing's real boring. And the one guy, they're both on that team, and then one guy, I guess they have a little bit of a rivalry. They don't flesh it out very well at all. And there's a scene where she goes to the monastery with the monks. All the stuff with the monks and stuff in the monastery was interesting and stuff. And there's some funny stuff in the bowling alley. I like that. But they have the school dance, and there's this weird stunt. And then all of a sudden, during the last 14 minutes, that one guy challenged one guy to a fight. And there's no real fighting till like the last 14 minutes. I think Pat Morita's great. The stuff with the monks is great. But it's definitely the weakest of the four. I did not see the remake yet. I don't know if I wanted to or not. But I give the part four a mild 6 out of 10. But I mean, a lot of people didn't like it. It was a huge flop because that was Cry Kid. Well, 1, 2, and 3 was up till like '89. I don't think Kid 3 did that well. And I think they went trying to reinvent it with a girl instead because Ralph Macchio was not in the next Cry Kid in '94. Now it's a huge flop. So you didn't see anything from the Cry Kid till the remake in 2010. But I mean, Cobra Kai is the one to see. Cobra Kai is a fantastic thing. 10 out of 10. Martin Cove comes into it right at the very end of the first season and the second. And not really a spoiler, though. And I thank you, Demonic Priest, for helping me with the thumbnail for this. Hope you liked this video. Bye. Till next time, please take care, my legion.